In the headlines, APC postpones presidential screening as PDP primaries fraught with controversy in some states. 7 killed in fresh violence in Anambra. President Buhari arrives Kanu for Air Force Week celebration. And on the foreign scene, 1 killed in New York subway attack. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I'm Ibrahim Yusuf. The screening exercise for presidential aspirants of the All Progressives Congress, APC, earlier scheduled to be held on Monday, May 23, 2022, is hereby postponed. This is disclosed in a statement signed by the APC National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka. According to the statement, a new date for the exercise will be announced. And the ongoing primaries of the PDP has been fraught with controversy in different parts of the country. In Niger State, some persons sustained injuries at Lemu, the headquarters of Bako local government area. Daily Trust gathered that the primaries, which started late, could not be completed in Bako local government following the violence that broke out between supporters of 2 frontline aspirants, Alhaji Gimba Tsuatagi and Alhaji Mma Bosokun. The exercise stopped abruptly as electoral officials fled when the supporters attacked one another with dangerous weapons. However, the primaries in Lavun, Edati, Mokwa, Shiroro, Chanchaga, Boso, Gurara, among other local government areas, were reported to be peaceful. Meanwhile, in Ogun, the primaries for the State House of Assembly and House of Representatives could not hold in the centers designated for the 5 legislative seats over alleged security threat. The PDP primary election official, Abimbola Ademuyua, said there was a disagreement by party members which almost resulted in a free-for-all among supporters of aspirants. Ademuyua disclosed that only 24 delegates were expected to vote for one of the 3 aspirants, but a disagreement that ensued caused the delay. Daily Trust reports that some aggrieved party members had conducted the primaries in some centers in Abeokuta metropolis, but the panel was said to have voided the exercise because it was not monitored by the officials. Meanwhile, the State Secretary of the PDP, Sunday Sholarin, told newsmen that the primaries in Abeokuta metropolis were moved to the party secretariat for security reasons. He also denied allegations of delegates kidnapping. Meanwhile, renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ibrahim Khalil has emerged as gubernatorial candidate on the platform of Africa Democratic Congress, ADC, in Kano State. Sheikh Khalil, who emerged unopposed as affirmative candidate during a special unveiling ceremony on Sunday, will battle for the topmost seat in Kano in the 2023 general election, alongside candidates of other political parties, while the Sheikh representing the ADC gubernatorial nomination form at Mumbaya House in Kano, national chairman of the party, Chief Ralph Oke Nwosu, declared that Sheikh Khalil was affirmed to bear the ADC flag in next year's gubernatorial election because of his integrity and credibility. The national chairman, who recounted the truth of the party on sincerity and nobility, stressed that Sheikh Khalil epitomizes competence under which ADC will reclaim Kano. And still talking politics, former Sokoto State Governor Attairu Bafarawa says the decision of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to open its 2023 presidential contest is done in the interest of the nation. Bafarawa, who speaks exclusively to Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman, also backed the resolution of the party to go with the existing delegates template during its forthcoming national convention. The report.
Attairu Bafarawa ruled Sokoto State as governor between 1999 and 2007 under the platform of APP and later AMPP before his defection to the Democratic People's Party DPP, under whose platform he ran for the presidency. He says it is wrong for anyone to think that decision of the National Executive Committee of the party to throw open its presidential contest was done to favor certain interest rather than a collective move to secure the party's victory.
I happen to be a member of the zoning committee. All the committees that were set up, I happen to be a member of it. And when we took that decision, there's not only Northern took that decision, the whole North and South take this decision, and we took it to NEC, and the same NEC is national body. We took that decision again. So it's not a question of north or south. As far as I'm concerned, PDP is for Nigerians.
Currently, a PDP chieftain, Baparawa, uploaded the party's leadership was taken to the existing delegates election template, which recognizes only elected delegates at the congresses.
INEC gave guidelines, and we asked INEC to extend some. They said they cannot extend even an hour to us. So we have to go to abide by the rules of the game. INEC is an umpire. Whatever they told us, we have to do what they have told us to do.
The former state governor also speaks on the existing power retention moves by some northern power brokers.
As a Muslim, I know nobody gives power but to God. If they are written in my Quran, nobody gives power but to God. So whatever anybody, whether you are a power broker, whether you are what, nobody gives power to anybody except to God. So we cannot compete with God. Whoever God choose, that's our own position.
The major opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, has scheduled its national convention for Saturday, 28th of May, where its presidential candidate will emerge. Shapir Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, former governor of Lagos State and a presidential aspirant of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, has solicited support from Nasarawa State delegates of the party. The APC national leader, who was in Lafia to meet with the delegates, insisted that he was the candidate that should emerge as the party's flag bearer in the upcoming presidential convention of the party. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report as presented from our studio.
The APC national leader and presidential hopeful Bola Tinubu, while addressing Nasarawa delegates of party, said he is the best candidate that would transform Nigerians into wealth creators. He promised to deal with insecurity using modern technology that will make Nigeria a better country.
I am focused. I know the way. I know the way to end poverty. I know the road to get our children educated and fed well in school. I know the way to stop the strike in the universities and upgrade salaries and all of that argument about curriculum and this and that. I know the way that we must maintain our electric transmission line. I know the fact that there can be no development, rapid development, unless you pay attention to constant electricity for industry.
Reacting to his state of health, the former governor said he is fit, adding that the job of a president is more mental than physical.
I'm not competing to be a WWE wrestling man. They say sick is nowhere. Am I sick? I'm not.
Nasarawa State APC chairman John Mamman assured him of their support.
The killings in Anambra State continued this weekend, with at least 7 persons being victims of the latest dastardly act in the state. Okechukwu Okoye, a lawmaker in the state, was beheaded on Saturday, and by Sunday, more victims had been killed. Among them were 4 siblings and their mother, who were shot dead at Isulo, Orumba North local government area of the state. The State Police Public Relations Officer Ikenga Tochukwu said he could not confirm the incident as the details are sketchy, adding that the command will give more details when it gets more information. Meanwhile, tension has heightened in Anambra as a result of incessant killings. The killings have been on the rise since Professor Charles Soludo assumed office as governor. And at least 2 policemen were killed and 5 others injured when gunmen suspected to be Boko Haram fighters ambushed them along Maiduguri Damaturu Road in Borno State on Sunday. Reports say the insurgents attacked the policemen at Gonimatari village between Mainok and Jakana in Kaga local government area of the state and burnt 2 patrol vehicles. President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived Kano for the 58th anniversary of the Nigeria Air Force. The program, which is tagged NAF Day Celebration 2022, billed to hold between May 19th and 21st, was postponed to honor the lives of 9 people killed by an explosion in the state. The president, who is a special guest of honor at the event, visited the palace of the Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, for a courtesy visit. At the Emir's palace, President Buhari was seen alongside Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, while the Emir welcomed them into the palace. The president is expected to commission 7 new Pakistani-built Super Mushashak MF-117 military aircraft as part of efforts to boost the capacity of the 58-year-old Nigeria Air Force. You're watching Trust TV News Update. Still to come on the news, traveling at night persists despite the hazards. Find out why after the break. Do stay with us.
Daily, we bring you updates around politics.
People like you who are very young, you have no future. Anybody now who is 30 years, if what is happening to them continues, by the time you are 60, you will have no country.
The DPO of a particular unit does not have to wait until the commissioner tells him what to do within his jurisdiction.
We have political parties on the ground. Some of them have been there for years. But they themselves, in their own sober moments, they know that this country is not the one they're expecting to run.
Policy and governance.
Are you saying the NBS is lying?
I'm saying to you very clearly that the NBS has a serious problem with accurate data till today.
The 5th Assembly, as well as the 7th Assembly, their own attempts were unproductive.
Emergence of the Taliban has simply emboldened terror groups globally.
There is a lot of attention with regards to security developments in Nigeria.
On Daily Politics, we interrogate issues, holding the actors to account, bearing in mind all the sides.
We heard that in some places now, people have to go and pay tax, not to the local government, not to the state, but to criminals.
Nobody can come to your house and kidnap you without information.
If this country is bleeding, it is bleeding because we have failed to educate our young.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now look at our top stories. APC postpones presidential screening as PDP primaries fraught with controversy in some states. And 7 killed in fresh violence in Anambra. And now moving on to other news, the Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, has introduced a passport tracking system for applicants to monitor the status of their applications. The Acting Controller General of the NIS, Isa Jiri Idris, disclosed this during a virtual interaction with journalists at the weekend. Idris decried the increasing number of Nigerians seeking to override of the newly introduced appointment system for passport issuance, describing it as an abuse of the system. He explained that the appointment system was introduced to reduce physical interface with personnel, overcrowding, and arbitrariness, which have all constantly combined to promote corruption and abuse. He said the NIS was also planning to introduce an alert system to notify Nigerians whenever their passports have only 6 months to expire. The Economics and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has declared the Rivers State Accountant General, Fubara Siminai, and 3 other Rivers State government officials wanted. Siminai, who is the governorship aspirant, is wanted over suspected 117 billion naira fraud, alleged criminal conspiracy, money laundering, misappropriation of public funds, and abuse of office. Other River State government officials declared wanted are Harrisomba Bessie, Princeville, Lekia V. Bokbo, and Dagogo Roderick Abere. In a wanted list posted on its website, the FCC also declared Maxwell Odum of the defunct MBA Forex wanted for allegedly defrauding investors of 213 billion naira. The suspects were declared wanted by the EFCC for offences ranging from money laundering to obtaining money by false pretense, fraud, internet-related offences, and issuance of dud checks. Now, traveling by luxury buses at night has been the choice of many Nigerians traveling long distances. However, with increasing hazards that come with traveling at night, it seems many Nigerians are gradually discontinuing the habit. Trust TV News sampled the opinion of a cross-section of passengers who still prefer to travel at night. Sagir Ibrahim reports.
Many Nigerians use these luxurious buses to travel during the night because it is more affordable and cheaper. However, with the rising cases of insecurity, kidnapping, armed robbery, among others, are they still motivated to travel in the night?
It just depends on the person's business schedule. You understand? Some people like traveling and then I saw that tomorrow morning they'll get to where they are going instead of getting where they are going in the night when they enter morning bus.
The transport is cheap and we love traveling in the night because there is no traffic. Basically because Nigerian weather, African weather is very harsh, so traveling at night, the weather is more comfortable, more convenient, and that was my major reason.
Despite the hazards involved, passengers for various reasons still prefer traveling in the night.
I'm being discouraged, but you know, life on its own is a risk. We don't know when it will happen, but it doesn't pray for it. You understand? It will not because of kidnapping and stealing, highway robbery, it will stop this night movement. Like I said before, some people prefer night movement so that tomorrow morning they will get to where they are going.
I believe that, man, in God, all things are possible. Even in your house, you can still die. Soldiers will go to war front and die. So if you trust in your God and you have your free mind, you can go anywhere and come back safe.
Corps Public Enlightenment Officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps, BC Kazim, also explained that although there is no law banning night travels, it is safer to travel in the day.
Night travel is a legitimate journey or venture, but there are hazards. Help does not come readily available when there's a problem. There are no laws banning anybody from traveling in the night, but with attendant hazards and risks involved, it is better not to travel in the night if you can afford to.
Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
And owing to the widely held negative beliefs by some sections in Nigeria about the left hand, most parents are usually not keen about allowing their children to perform major tasks like writing or eating with the left hand. People believe that the right hand is meant for performing important functions, including eating and writing. Hence, parents tend to force children who show signs of being left-handed to change to the right hand. In this report, Trust TV's Hamid Oyegbadi examines the thoughts on left-handers.
In human biology, handedness is an individual's preference to use one hand, known as the dominant hand, due to its being stronger, faster, or better in dexterity. From handshakes to eating and writing, as well as passing stuff from one person to another, the right hand is deemed as the more appropriate to perform these tasks. It is even more so when left-handed people use their hands to pass things to elderly people with their right hands, because using the left hand could be seen as disrespect to elders. The fact that most people use their left hands to clean up after using the toilet makes people conclude some left-handed people may not be too decent. In some Nigerian communities, people attribute evil to left-handedness because native prayers and libations intended for evil are done with the left hand. The Latin word for left, sinister, also means unlucky, evil, and suspicious, while the French word for left, gauche, means clumsy. For this reason, parents and teachers tend to force left-handed children to change to the right hand to avoid bad luck in the future. Meanwhile, there are many left-handed people who are successful in life. These include former President of the United States Barack Obama and the Minister of Works in Nigeria, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, SAN. For Mr. Maruf Adegboyega, his teacher in primary school beat him for writing with his left hand, but his parents told the teacher to allow him to continue with the left hand since it is convenient for him.
I don't see it as left hand. I just see it as the hand that is convenient for me to do things. It's like other people that are not using left, that are using their right hand. So I think both are good.
A Christian cleric, Bishop Sheung Adeoye, who said his parents succeeded in making him and his siblings change from writing with the left hand, acknowledged that the change has some effects.
I was told that when I was a baby, I was using the left hand, and they had to force me, beat me, until I began to use my right. What was the complaint then was I was using my left to eat, rather than using my right to eat. And I still had the effect today. I believe that I was really doing that because up to today when I play football, the time I was playing football, I was really using my left better than my right.
Dr. Ayodele Owadi, who forced one of his children to change to the right hand, said such action amounts to placing a burden on the child, adding that it is not necessary.
There's no need to force a child to switch from the left hand to the right hand. If a child is endowed to use the left hand, let us leave him to continue to do so.
For Abdul Malik Adeleke, the captain of Golden Boys Football Club Oshogbo, he is happy to be a left-footed footballer, and he scored many goals for his team that won the 16th edition of the Surat soccer competition in the state recently.
I use my left foot to do so many things and to give my team victory.
And now for a look at the economy, where Minister of Industry, Trade, Investment, Otumba Adeni Adebayo, says the use of verifiable measuring scales to sell tubers and other agricultural products will soon commence to ensure that buyers derive maximum value for their money. The minister, who made the remark during a press conference to commemorate the 2022 World Meteorology Day at the weekend in Abuja, stated that this was to prevent sharp practices during trade and allow sellers to get the correct amounts for their products. Adebayo noted that the use of scales in trade was to allow worldwide uniformity of measurement and ensure comparability of measurements and promote trade through reduction of barriers. And on the international scene, police are searching for a gunman after a man was shot and killed on a subway in Lower Manhattan. 46-year-old man was shot on a train approaching the Canal Street station at around 11:45 a.m. Police said the man was pronounced dead at Bellevue Hospital. The suspected gunman and victim had no prior contact, police said. Police are asking anyone with information or videos related to the shooting to come forward. And for a quick look at sports, where AC Milan have won their 19th Serie A title, but first after 11 years, cruising to victory at Sassuolo. Olivier Giroud scored twice, with Franck Kessié also on target for the visitors. The title triumph vindicates Milan's decision to appoint Stefano Pioli as manager in 2019, a move that was initially unpopular, with Pioli having led city rivals Inter for 6 months. Inter finished 2 points back, a final day 3-0 victory over Sampdoria, ultimately in vain. Napoli were third after a 3-0 win at Spezia, while Juventus ended their disappointing season under Massimiliano Allegri, who won the title with Milan in 2010-2011 by finishing fourth, but qualifying for next season's Champions League. England international Fikayo Tomori was part of Milan's title-winning team in his first full season since his permanent move from Chelsea last summer. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. For more news, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.